It is discuss how the geography of Greece affects its development. So we've talked about this in class, and now you're gonna make this. This is gonna be your question for your test. Your first thing is the location. Greece was located between Europe, Africa, and Asia. The impact of this was it made a crossroads for people and commerce. So there's a lot of exchange of goods, but also exchange of ideas within Greece itself. The next one is rugged landscape covered with steep and rocky mountains. There's two effects of this. It's good for grazing sheep and goats, but it's also meant it was bad for grain and farming. The second effect of the rugged landscape and mountainous landscape is it separated Greek city-states from one another. So it became very hard for cities to kind of develop a one Greek nation. They were actually just individual city-states on the Greek peninsula. The next is the rocky coastline is bordered with three bodies of water: Ionian Sea, Aegean Sea, and Mediterranean Sea. And this meant that the Greek people engaged in fishing and trade very extensively. The next is that they have a Mediterranean climate. The Greek peninsula has a Mediterranean climate, and this meant that it was ideal for growing Greek-rooted crops such as olive trees and grapevines, bad for grains, but good for olive trees and grapevines, which just further trade. These are trade goods. And the final thing is that as the population grew, Greek city-states had to find new ways to feed their people, and they did this through conquest, through trade or commerce, and or through migration. So how do we feed our people? Three different things. The Spartans did the conquest, trade and commerce was, for example, Athens, and migration was many different city-states migrated to different parts of the Mediterranean. And what this meant, the impact of that, was that as a result, merchants grew wealthy, they increased their status in society. Merchants were pretty low in the status, in the social structure, but after they became wealthy, they increased their status. And also, Greek culture spread around the Mediterranean. As Greek colonies were set up around the Mediterranean, they brought with them their culture, their ideas, their foods, and that spread around the Mediterranean as a result.